Hey, what's up guys, Devil Dog Gamer here, bringing in another Marine Corps Mondays, and a little bit about the gameplay. I don't really get any kills this round. This round is all about teamwork, and I'm flying the chopper, the UH-1 Venom, and my buddy Shane is running the door gun, and we absolutely dominate everyone, because that's what Battlefield's about, teamwork. Nobody can carry one team, it all depends on everybody. So, bringing you this. And, you know, I was going to do a story for this Marine Corps Monday episode, but iToxicityHD, got to give him a shout out for giving me this idea. He wanted me to talk about the troop, us leaving Iraq, and, how that era has ended and how I feel about it, and, if I think we were, did the right thing and whatnot. And, I got a lot of mixed emotions about this because I served in Ramadi in 2006, and at that time it was the bloodiest place on earth. You'd hear about, pretty much people would be getting killed every single day. And, that hadn't been seen in Iraq for a while when I was there. And it was pretty rough. It was like the Wild West. Just, a bunch of Arabs around, though, instead of cowboys. But, and it kind of makes me, a little angry, upset, that we actually left after all the work we put into it, because, honestly, I don't think it's going to make it without us. I think we're going to have to go back. These areas, they're not really, stabilized, and their governments never really seem to, can control problems on their own without outside help, and I can see it in us in the future going back. I did do some time where I trained Iraqi National Guard, the National Police, their army and stuff, and, I'll give it to them, they try, they really try, but they really lack, and I don't think they can fight that type of war, and we even had a lot of trouble with it. It's not a conventional war, and if you're not suited to fight that, or if your tactics aren't up to par with it, you're not going to be successful, and I don't think they have what it takes to actually pull it off. I think a lot of them are gonna just desert, not fight, and the insurgents are going to take back over, they get their own regime, and then we're going to have to go back in and do the same bullshit all over again. And it's kind of weird that, this war has defined this generation. And by that I mean, it's almost our entire generation. Somebody has been in that, it's pretty much the Iraq War generation, or, the Afghanistan War generation. And it's funny because there are kids that I knew that were in, 8th, 9th grade when I was in the Marines. And, like a year or two ago, they were in Iraq, doing in the same area as I was. And it's kind of weird that that war was going on for that long, that you see kids that, when you were fighting, they were just kids. And they were doing the same thing you're doing, you were doing a few years ago. And it's kind of crazy. And that, it kind of blows my mind a little bit. I think about it, a little bit, how it's just, you knew someone when they were a kid, and, when you were off at war, and then they're in the same war you were in, and it kind of blows my mind. And, the one thing that really pisses me off the most about this pullout, I don't know if you guys saw this, but they had the closing, the ceremony, the leaving ceremony, the last unit, and I think it was the Iraqi president, their current president, and it was somebody else was supposed to show up, and they were no-shows. Honestly, who the fuck do you think you are? If it wasn't for us, you wouldn't even be the president. You're gonna blow this off? Go to fucking hell, dude. I hope he fucking gets killed, because that's bullshit. That's absolutely bullshit. And like I've said before about these choppers with the door gunners, you can take anybody out. I don't, this is a prime example. That's 2 choppers, I think, so far. Alright, back to the stories anyways, but, and when I first got over there, about, the things about if we were doing the right thing or not, when I first got over there, I thought, I was like, all right, we're gonna go help this country out, help the people out, and that lasted for a while to where, I thought, we're really helping these people. They like us, they want us here. And then the more I started to, get out there and actually see these people, the more I started to realize that, it really wasn't like that. There's some that do want us there, that really like us, and there's some that just pretend, when you're around, they're like, oh, wave, American flag, whatever, that kind of bullshit. But they, the second you turn your back on them, if they could, take you out, they'd do it. And there's a lot of those people out there, and it's, a lot of them just were waiting for this day for us to leave, just didn't want us. And it's kind of funny because they were so happy that we came in and got Saddam Hussein out of there and whatnot, but they just like expected us to leave, like right after that, just like pack all our shit and just be like, okay, we're going, see you later. Like, I honestly believe that's what they thought was gonna happen. And you can't do that. If you invest into something like that, you can't just pack your shit up and leave. That'd be like, I don't know, like Germany. Nazi Germany. It's like go in there, bomb the hell out of it, take out the Nazis, and then just leave. What the hell is that gonna do to the country? They're on their own? Fix your own shit? You can't do that. And it's like, sure, yeah, we had to stay. Did we overstay? Maybe. A little bit, yeah. But I mean, a lot of the stuff, different areas, the insurgency increased over time. They gathered in certain areas, increased. So I mean, you can't just fully leave a country like that once you've invaded it and, ousted a freaking regime, and you're trying to install your own regime. And, the one thing that really kind of, really pissed me off about Iraq was a lot of these guys that you would see, wave at you, oh, hey, okay, go America. You would actually see them. You would know that they were actually the ones that were doing this stuff. But you'd see them. You'd see the one guy, he'd wave at you and whatnot. The next day you see him and he's throwing a hand grenade at your convoy. And it's like one of those things. It's that all these guys are sitting there putting up ploys, pretending, and it, I don't know, it kind of bugs me. It kind of bugs me a little bit. There's a lot of those people were two-faced. But did we do the right thing? Yeah, I think we did. Was it worth it? Yeah, it was. We kind of flexed our muscles a little bit, showed the world that, we're still a great military power. Did we underestimate them? Yeah, we did a little bit. We weren't ready for that war, that kind of war, with insurgency, guerrilla warfare. It's like, same thing they did with Vietnam. Did we handle it well? Yeah, I think we did. And, I think we learned a lot for the future. It was trial and error there for a little while, but I think, everybody learned a lot. And, it kind of translated over to Afghanistan, too, the things we're doing in Afghanistan. I don't know, but I mean, and a lot of these people that, what that really I couldn't understand, we lost 4,000 something people in Iraq, and there were just so many people who were just like outraged by that many people dying and getting killed. And the thing I don't understand about it is that's not even close to the number we've lost in Vietnam, World War II, and people didn't really freak out. Well, in Vietnam they did, but I mean, World War II they didn't, say like, oh, don't stop fighting the Nazis, we're losing too many people. And that's one of those things that kind of blew my mind, is how many people, and that's a small number to me. I mean, it might be a dick thing to say, but I mean, that's not that lot. That's not that much compared to how many people, how many insurgents we actually took out, and how much shit we actually kicked in. It's not that much, and people kind of blew that out of proportion. Sure, we have a shit ton of injured, which really does suck. And there's a few of my friends like that. And speaking with that, I've lost a good number of friends over there, and I kind of, with them leaving, it almost kind of feels like they died for no reason to me, because we're just abandoning this mission that we started. And there's husbands that can't go home to their wives, or go home to their kids because of this mission, and it kind of feels like our government just gave up. But that's my personal opinion about it. I mean, we need to focus on Afghanistan. We definitely do, because their shit is fucked up. I mean, really fucked up. And it's pretty much poised to, if we leave Afghanistan right now, it's just gonna go right back to the way it was before. And it almost feels like, you just wasted that time and energy and, resources if you just do stuff like that. And that's why, I hope Iraq turns out alright, just because of the time everyone's wasted over there, and, the experiences and everything. And it would almost be like all that was in vain if it just went right back to the way it was. Honestly, I really think we're going to Iran next. I think that's going to happen. It's been building for years now. And, I would almost say it needs to happen. And it kind of sucks, because, I really wish I could be involved in something like that. If you told me we were going to Iran tomorrow, I would try to re-enlist, my hardest. Try to pass the med boards with my busted knees, try to get back in there. Just because that would be a more conventional war, and something, more that you were trained to do. And it would be interesting. But, I don't wish for war, wish for one of those deals. But, if any of you want to join, or looking to join the Marines, want to get your boots dirty a little bit, I'd say now's the time to join before it all comes to an end, because you never know when it's, the next thing is going to break out. It could be 10 years from now when something happens. So, hopefully something doesn't break out, but who knows. Yep, so we're coming to an end here. Pretty much just dominates everybody. That's what usually my battlefield experience is. Just spawn rape all day. So, alright guys, make sure you subscribe, you like, you comment. I'm probably going to do a question and answer sometime soon, so if you got any questions, just send me messages or post it on here. Alright guys, thanks for watching.